Sure don't want to.
We're live. Be careful, CW.
Boo!
It is, it is, boo. Yeah, so it is Halloween today, and I probably would have dressed up, but any uniforms, military uniforms, whatever I had is all in storage. So I'm to the bare bones now in my house trying to get ready, especially if they go ahead and fire me in December due to Carter 2.0's mandate. So that's interesting. We'll see what happens. You know what I'm thinking about that, Gerry? The only thing I can think about is if I get fired. I'm like, if I get fired, I get to roll my 401k over. That's all I'm thinking about. Oh, man. Well, welcome everybody on a 4th, I was going to say 4th of July, on a Halloween. It's basically October 31st. I don't know if, did you have any trick-or-treaters come to your house at all, Gerry?
Not yet. It's only 6, so it's just getting dark. Not even dark.
Disconnect your doorbell and shut your light off.
Yeah, we ain't gonna turn the light on.
It's already on.
Do you have 2 types of candy? One for the assholes and some of the good stuff for the good people, or what?
I attempted giving out candy back in this neighborhood back when I moved in here in 1999, and I bought a shitload of good candy, and nobody showed up.
Yeah, I guess that's candy you can eat.
So since then, we haven't.
Thumbs up or thumbs down? No, don't thumbs up or thumbs down the video based on this, but just put it in the comments, I guess, in the chat here if you like candy corn or not. I personally like candy corn. Now, it's not good for you, obviously. Now, I guess what candy is. It's one of the worst candies. There's different degrees of candy, right? I mean, Snickers aren't all that bad, right? There's protein in there and stuff.
Now, do you eat the candy corn whole or do you eat by color?
I just eat a whole. Ain't nobody got time for that. Welcome everybody. We got quite a few. Let me go through some of these people in here, and then I'll talk about my week, and then Gerry will talk about his. Actually, let's talk about the month too, Gerry, because the month is over. So that's interesting. I had a really good month, believe it or not. So Michael Kruger, what's going on? I bet you he dressed up for Halloween. Let's see here. Fred this week. Oh man, I didn't know that. So it's October. I don't think they're going to do anything. They're not going to cut rates. They're not going to do anything. They're probably not going to taper, nothing like that. That's my opinion. Especially with what's going on. They could, maybe December is the closest they might do something, but we'll see. Let's just, let's hope that they don't pass any stupid bill either on Tuesday. So let's give Nancy Pelosi, what's the word I'm looking for, Gerry? Tail between her legs. I don't know. Gerry, what's going on, Gerry? Good old trusty Gerry here.
Yep.
LFG, LMFG, Gerry.
Yeah, it should be LMFG, right?
Yeah, I got a lot of questions for you, Dividend Drip. I appreciate you hanging out on Thursday night, and I know you're new to the Thursday night chat and all that stuff, so that was kind of cool to hang out and talk to you and get a little insider information for somebody that's been overseas for as long as you've been, because I thought Google Fi was going to work for me overseas, and it will, but if you're out of the States for like 3+ months, they might actually shut it off until you come back to the States. And I don't want to be coming back to the States just to turn on some stupid cell phone plan. It's too long of a flight for me. So yeah, let me know. Let's see here. Yeah, almost time. It is time. Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween. I got my Defiant shirt on. Mulan Lave. So if anybody doesn't know what that means, because you might have seen it on back of trucks and stuff like that. It really is. It really stands for defiance against tyranny and against the government. The government, right? That's really what it stands for. So if you see that, you might get associated a lot with "Don't tread on me," and it might get associated a lot with maybe even white nationalists and stuff like that. But that's just the left trying to make it look like they're anarchists and all that. But that's not really what it means at all. Neither is Don't Tread on Me. That's the original American. Well, before the American flag was the American flag, it was Don't Tread on Me flag is what it was. And it's all about defiance against tyranny and against the government. So that's, it's a little bit of a history lesson there. Don't think that these are bad things. These are actually good things. Okay, let's see here. Before I get to the questions and stuff, let's go Joe Biden. Let me go through my week. Gerry, go through his, and then we'll get to the questions and stuff here. So we got 30 y'all folks in here. My week was really good. So, well, the week wasn't, I take that back. The week was good. I took $1,230 off in premium last week. And most of that, honestly, was in the BABA. One half of the PMCC I took off. Those covered calls I took off. I took 3 of those off. That was $950 right there. 950 bones, you know what I mean? That's 9 tendies, as Rebecca likes to say. And because, I put those on mainly because I had a feeling that BABA might pull back, and sure enough, it's pulled back all the way back down to the 160s, right? So, I need to wait for it to come back up. But so $1,230 last week, $5,000 for the month, Gerry. $5,000 for the month. Now, I wanted to try to push that 950 off into November to make my numbers in November look good, but who knows? Maybe BABA could have popped up over the weekend or something. So I decided to take it off. It was a smart thing to do. It was up 92%. So $5,000 for the month of October, and that makes sense. Overall market was up like 6% in the month of October. So, it's expected to have actually a good October. If anybody did have a good October, let us know, because you might have, I don't know, you might have done something wrong. So you might not be an options trader. I don't know. Let's see here. So as it stands right now, I have $3,000 baking at this point, 21% buying power used, 65% maintenance margin. And I do have long premium at about $9,800. That's all BABA. I take that back. It's not all BABA now. There are some Intels there, and I actually averaged down on an Intel as well. So now I have an average price of $9.15 on 2 of those. Some biatches. So, it wasn't a lot of money. I just, would have been invested about $1,800 into those right now. So they're January 2024s, and I think that, Intel could come back up and close that gap. So I figured it was a good move. So what do I have on right now? I got a Facebook on, I had 285 strike. I had a QQQ. I got 5 of those on for 330 strike. That's going out to December 3rd. I got a December 3rd IWM on, and that's a 205 strike. I got 2 of those on. I got a QQQ. I got 10 of those on. I put 10 of those some bitches on what day was that? The 26th I put those on. And I put 10 of those on, and those expire December 17th. Telling Gerry I couldn't wait for that new expiry to open up last week. So I put 10 of those on, got $1,000 for those. I put 4 IWMs on for December 17th. I got 2 K on for December 17th. And then as the December 10th opened up on Thursday, I waited till Friday to put some more shit on. So I put 2 TQQQs on for December 10th, 1 TNA, and then 2 SPYs on as well. So that's all I have on right now. And I think that pretty much covers it. I'm up over 2% on the month, 2%, something like 2.3 or something like that. But like I said, it's misleading just because. But futures are up right now. So I'm going to turn over to Gerry. If you have any questions on anything that I talked about, let me know in the comments and we'll get to those.
Yeah.
Gerry, so you got the floor.
October was a decent month for me. I wouldn't say it was great, but I was running light like all of October, like super light. So that being said, I did reach my, I want to call it a goal, but it's not really a goal, but I like to get about an average about $100 a day. And I hit that. For the month, it was closed out $2,166. So, like I said, I like to hit singles. I don't go for big stuff. So you'll see a lot of my stuff is profit $50, profit $40, that type of thing. Do that enough times, and you end up, with $2,100 in a month. So I can't complain about that. I put on a whole bunch of stuff last week. It would take forever to talk about it, but I opened up probably 15 positions last week. That's a whole bunch for me. The major ones were probably the Amazon put spread, ARCG. I did sell a couple TQQQs out to March.
Wow.
KWeb, GDXJ, some of my usual suspects. I'm not really going very heavy, but I do have now. What do I have cooking? I got 3,200 out there cooking.
What the hell? Pardon me?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering right now too. I was like, what the heck? Yeah, but there's 300 of that are those TQQs out to March. So, so I got 26% buying power used, 29,900 maintenance margin. Yeah, I can't complain about the month. Everything went well. I still got room to put some more shit on. I do have a couple of positions that I'll probably have to manage in November, and that would be, what would that be? That would be, I thought there was two, but there's at least AT&T. I got 26 put on T, so we'll see what I do with that. I might just take it.
So you got 3,000 cooking at 26% buying power used.
Yeah.
With what, 30? Did you say 30 or 29,000 of maintenance margin?
29.9.
Geez, you got the same amount of premium I have on with half the amount of maintenance margin.
That's how I like to do it. I like to try to maximize that the premium to maintenance margin. That's why sometimes I won't find anything to put on. That's why I was running so light, because if it
In my
doesn't,
defense, a lot of the stuff I've been putting on lately is like a 0.05 delta.
yeah,
That's
I mean that too. Like for instance, I because we were talking last week if we're going to put on some cues for Friday, and I didn't like the premium to margin impact. That's why I went ahead and put on that Amazon spread. It was actually more, it wasn't quite the 10% I look for, but if I went with the cues, it would have been really low.
Part of the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing right now is, dude, we're on all-time highs. I don't expect the market to pull back. If it does, it's just going to be probably a higher low, and then go up and make new highs. But we did come up 6% in October, so I wanted to run a little bit safer. But that's a good stark contrast between Gerry and I. Same premium on with half the amount, basically. That's pretty damn cool. I did try to put on an Amazon spread as well. It just didn't fill. I did try to get lower. You guys, 28.50 I think is what I was trying to get.
Yeah, I was surprised that mine filled actually.
Well, I messed around with the numbers and kept walking it down, walking it up, and it didn't fill. So I was like, "Fuck you." So let me get to some questions and some folks in here. These good old fine folks. Question. Let's see here. Make my face smaller. Yeah, I do have a new light and the camera's the same, but I kind of, I was packing shit and cleaning and stuff. So I got rid of all the other two lights that are here and simplified. So I got one ring light here. I may move the camera closer, but that's the reason why I look different. Let's see here. Am I screwing myself from taxes perspective by selling cash secured puts with most of my taxable account? I have ETF exposure long term too, but not much I like in this market, so mostly selling puts. Zach, that's a tough question to answer without knowing if you have a W-2 job, whether you have dividend income. I mean, without knowing anything else, it's really tough to answer that question.
That's
Just
why I don't like. That's why I don't like when people just say, "Oh, taxes, taxes." Well, it's. That's why I don't talk about taxes usually on my channel. Is because it's such an individual thing. Are you married? Do you have kids? How many exemptions do you have? How much is your income? I mean, all those things really make a difference. So, are you going to end up in the 12% tax bracket? Do you live in a tax-free state? So, I mean,
I
a lot
would
of that.
probably say, if you have a job, I mean, just put it this way: all of your options income is just essentially almost like ordinary income. Just treat it like that. So think of it as having another job where you can pay and they're not taking any taxes out. Your job doesn't know about that income, so it's only taking out the taxes for the income that you make over here, right? So that's the reason. Well, you could have a big tax bill at the end of the year because of that. So just account for that.
Yeah, and I've been like, for me, for instance, I've been self-employed since 2010, so I'm used to that. So I'm used to having either paying quarterlies or just biting the bullet and paying a big chunk in April because I actually pay more than a W-2 person would.
Yeah, he's got to pay the self-employment tax. He's got to pay both sides of that, actually.
Right.
It's like 6% or something like that. So yeah, I mean, it's hard to answer. So, I mean, I've been paying. Well, I've paid one quarter this year. I'll probably pay in January. I'll pay another 10K, but I'm not a big fan of paying quarterly. Honestly, you're not mandated to do that. You don't have to. They don't technically know, when you made that income or anything like that. So, and it's, as we talked about it before on this channel or on this live stream, it's kind of like a black hole. Money just goes to a black hole. And at the end of the year, when you file your taxes, there's a question. And did you pay any estimated quarterly taxes? And then you just put a number there. But you hope that they have that money in some bucket back there that they knew that you paid it.
You don't get a receipt. You don't get an account statement.
So I try not to, but this year there's just no way I could get around it. I was just trying to limit the amount of penalties I'd have to pay just as much as possible. I mean, the way I look at it is I can make way more money than the penalty anyway, but, try to make it look like I'm trying to, do the right thing. So hopefully that answers your question, Zach. What's going on, Christopher Blaine? Let's go, Joe Biden. You forgot the F there. Yeah, let's go, F Joe Biden. Let's go, Brandon. That's so popular. There's mugs, there's T-shirts, everything. Gerry,
it's worldwide too.
Trucker hats, everything. I mean, and that only was said like 2 or 3 weeks ago. So you got people at Carter 2.0's rally for McAuliffe in Pennsylvania, I believe it was. You got kids there chanting, I don't know, something about Trump, bring Trump back or something like that. I don't know what it was. But it's pretty funny because they're at a rally for, these Democrats, and these kids start chanting this, it's like, it's kind of funny. And he's just like trying to play it off, but he probably didn't even know where he was at. Good evening, gents. What's going on, Shamir? Anyone adding MO on the dip? Well, I sold all my MO. Was it this week or last week? I think it was this week. I sold all my MO. Thorn. What's the guy's name? Thorn in the Discord, Gerry?
Richard. Yeah.
Richard bought all mine.
Yeah.
I sold him my MO.
I didn't buy any, but I was seriously considering on Friday selling the 4250 put.
I've had internal issues with MO. Honestly, I mean, I've probably said this many times too. I'm not really a person that cares about ESG, nor do I care about sin stocks or anything like that. I'll invest in anything pretty much, right? But when it comes to MO, it's not that they make cancer sticks, it's like, no, I don't look at it like that. I look at it as cigarettes have been a declining industry for my entire life. That's how I look at it. So it wasn't exciting. It's not an exciting position for me. So I just see ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. Later, Mo.
Actually, they said that 2020 was the first year they had an increase in smokers
That's kind of odd because
in a long
a
time.
lot of people like to go on smoke breaks at work. Not at home.
I think the stress of everything got people to smoke.
That could be it. Speaking of somebody who used to smoke, huh? Yeah. Well, it's not that I don't believe in the company it's nothing like that. I'm not like pro PM over MO or MO over PM. It's just, you know what? I just wanted to get rid of the position. I dumped it in like Jeppy or something like that. Later, I just want to simplify my portfolio a little. There's not a lot of money in there either. Also, for anybody who's not aware, Realty Income merged with Veritas? Verit? Jeez. I don't know how I feel about that. Most likely there's going to be some phantom shares of ONL, I think is what, Orion or whatever that ticker's going to be, and I'm going to have to just get rid of it, just like the spinoff from, what was it, AbbVie or something, Gerry?
Pfizer,
you're right, Pfizer. So VRTS or whatever got spun off. That'll just, phantomly show up in your portfolio. I think it's November 12th. Those are supposed to show up in your portfolio. You have until tomorrow to be in Realty Income to be accounted for, because I think the deadline is the 2nd for anybody that's interested in that. So I'm just going to dump mine. For any 10 shares of Realty Income you have, you should get 1 share of ONL, I think is what it is. For anybody that's not aware, let's go, Brandon. Yeah, let's go, Brandon. That's now the mockery. That's a mockery. That's funny. I buy whatever M1 tells me to buy. That's not true. Whatever's in your portfolio, M1 might tell you to buy something in your portfolio. They're not saying, hey, you should add Stag Industrials to your portfolio when you don't have it in there. But yeah, so that's just but I get what you're saying, Christopher. They do have a new section in there, Gerry, like dividends received section in there now.
Yeah, that was pretty neat. I like that.
So I still have 3 holdings in my M1 account. I got BST, QQQM, and I still have RWLD in there just to, combat the naysayers. And why don't you have RWLD? Well, I own it. So there you go. Let's see here. I got time to make some coffee.
Coffee? Oh, it's probably like breakfast time for him, huh?
It is breakfast time. I thought you didn't make coffee. I thought you went to your same coffee place in the morning every day. Hold the train, Dave. What kind of train we talking about here? Skipping rope. 1 more minutes. No, we're right on time. Yeah, look at that. CMF and W. I can't get her to watch Skid Games. I can't get her to watch Squid Games, Gerry. I don't understand why either. It's a really darn good freaking series.
No.
But, she likes to watch all those, notebooks and stuff like that. The crying, gotta have the freaking tissue paper next to you type of stuff. So, yeah, happy Halloween. Let's see here. Did she dress up at all, Gerry?
No.
I thought she was into all the holidays.
I think since COVID and the shutdowns, we've kind of tapered back. But she did. She used to deck out the house for every season.
What's going on, Louis? Donato.
It's probably Luis.
Luis, Jesus, Jesus.
Donato?
Yeah. I'm the worst when it comes to that. I could just imagine that the person called in sick that had to read all the names at a high school graduation. Like, hey, Dave, can you fill in? I'll butcher every single name. Oh, man. See, Halloween is old news, guys. That's
Oh yeah,
because
that's right. He's tomorrow.
yeah, he's already tomorrow. What's the market doing? Oh wait, the market's not open yet for you. Is November the 1st already? Yeah, isn't it? Yep. What is it like? I think no, it's nighttime for him, isn't it? No, I take that back. Nighttime, morning time for us. 7:30 market opening. I think is 8:30 his time at night. So
12
it's about
hours, 12
12
plus
hours,
hours ahead.
13
Yeah.
hours difference. Yeah. All good. What's going on? All good. You and old fart go out
For candy.
for candy. Yeah. Futures are up tonight. Yeah, they're up. Not up a lot, but it's better than being down, I suppose. Need to stop living in the past over there. Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna have to join you.
Tell us how it is tomorrow. I mean today, tomorrow.
Yeah,
Whatever.
I'm gonna have. Let us know if the world ends. I'm gonna have to come join you out there for sure. I was doing a lot of research today on Google Fi. I know a lot of people said it sucked, but there's a lot of people said it's really good. It's seamless. The biggest issue, Gerry, it's the red tape. It's the small fine print, Gerry. It's the 6 font size that you can't stay out of the U.S. for more than like 3 or 4 months at a time, and then they shut your data off.
Fine print will always get you.
So that's a big issue because I don't plan on coming back to the U.S. Very often at all. Why do I want to sit a plane for 15 hours if I don't have to? Gerry, I need to be BA broadcasted when I get on a freaking plane. Drug me up.
Just take submarines.
Yeah, that would be actually real. That would work. That'd definitely work for me. Be a long freaking journey, that's for sure. Wouldn't be more than a container ship, would it?
I wouldn't think so.
No. What do you think of my meme, Gerry? Did you like that?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
My first ever meme. I have another meme that I created too. It's got one of those restaurant pager things on it, and it's sitting right next to the boat. FM Dave. Chucky Chill. What's going on? Happy Halloween, Chucky Chill. We got Sky Investor going. What's on? I haven't seen Sky around in a long time here. M1 dynamic and rebalancing is pretty powerful. It is. Lately, I've just been picking the pie, and really, it's not even a pie. It's a specific position to put the money in. Where I've been putting money in there because I've been trying to build up the other 2 positions. So if I let M1 do it, they might kind of spread it out across all 3, and that's not what I'm trying to do right now. But yeah, M1's very unique. It's actually really cool. It's really good for set and forget investors, especially kind of newbies in a way. And I really like it for that. But if you're trying to do options or something like that, it's going to limit you. There's no trading windows either. Or there's no
buy and hold. I just don't look at it. There's no reason to. I throw a couple ETFs in there and auto deposit and look at it once a month.
That's where it comes in handy, I think. If you're going to do an auto deposit and then just do auto invest, you don't even have to look at it. It's great for that. If you're kind of came from the day trading world or something like that, it will drive you nuts with the trading windows. So just be aware of it. John Arnold, what's going on, John? John hung out with us on Thursday night as well. Let's see here. Skittles and Starburst. I'm assuming that's Starburst.
Yeah, Starburst.
So basically, it's just straight chocolate. Straight sugar.
Yeah.
Both of those. Worst thing for your teeth right there, too. Both of those things. Because they're gummy and they'll just kind of stick in the cracks. But, once a year, fine. Candy corn, there you go. There's people that love it or hate it, It's definitely, I can have it once a year. I like the chewiness of it. It's probably high fructose corn syrup. I think it's actually cornstarch, I think is like the number 1 ingredient. There's no corn in there, Gerry.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have a few of them, but They get old pretty fast.
No, they never go stale. You don't want them to get a little bit hard?
No, I mean they just get old. Like
We're talking about candy, by the
the
way.
novelty of it gets old.
Yeah, I got you. It's just once a year, Jerry. It's like eggnog once a year, you know? Boo, candy corn. Brian Peterson. What's going on, Brian? Yeah, either people love it or hate it. It's funny how nobody said thumbs up on candy corn. Bunch of Debbie Downers in here. Let's see here. That's a little ghost. Little ghost. Boo. Let's see here. Does she believe in ghosts?
Probably. So do
I
I.
answered your comment, dude. Yeah, I'll have to take a look at it. I got a notification, but between the other channel and this channel and stuff, yeah, we'll have to do a private call or something like that. A private internet call or whatever, over Discord or over something. I don't know, because there's a lot of questions I probably have, like what you're doing for phone service and all that. I know that getting a SIM for every country you fly into is an option, but I'm a person that wants, I don't want to deal with going to some store and sitting there for 2 hours, trying to bicker back and forth because I don't understand the language and shit. Getting a SIM card activated, that sounds like a hassle to me. I just want to show up. I just want to land, turn off airplane mode, and then it just works. You know what I mean? That's Google Fi for you, right? So I don't know if there's any other option like that.
Can you mail back your Google Fi phone to somebody and then they mail it back to you?
International, Jerry?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't trust that. I just don't trust it. That would work, though. Yeah, I don't know if there's any. We just need teleporting already. Jeez. Or we need one of those Jetsons. We need a Jetson that goes like Mach 3 or something. That's what we need. Yeah. So let me know what you're doing there, Dividend Drip. Row to MF paragraph. All right. Yeah. Let me see if it shows up because, YouTube has been a hunk of shit lately. Yeah, I see it. Good. It showed up. Otherwise, it would have showed up in my email probably. Go on, Sarah. I haven't seen you on Thursday night. I've been waiting for you to show up. Dave, if you didn't have portfolio margin, would you still sell options on the indexes like QQQ, or would you? No, I'd still do the same thing. Before I had portfolio margin, I was still doing all the indexes. Does it make a difference? Matter of fact, portfolio margin really it helps you probably more in individual positions than it does probably on the indexes, the way I look at it. So yeah, I'd still be doing it, absolutely. Gerry, when are you going to turn yours on?
Pretty soon. Thinking in November sometime. I'm going to make some moves. So
Gerry's starting to go all out here. Evening. There's Rebecca. Probably at work right now. Stop listening to the World Series to be here. Go Braves. Atlanta Braves. What is that? The closest baseball team to NC or what?
Well, it's the World Series, so you got to choose one.
I guess you're right. It is the World Series. You're right, Mr. October. Does anybody know off the top of their head who Mr. October was? Going back to the 80s here, folks. Let's see here. Without looking it up, because I know he's Google. Everybody's Googling it, I'm sure. But Tendies, there you go, Tendies. What happened, Dave? I don't know. What happened? Let's see here. I might be losing my job. I did talk about it on my other channel. I guess I'll find out. I'll probably find out like a week before.
Gotta go subscribe to the Hog channel.
Yeah. It is Hog, believe it or not. So hidden off grid, folks. Hidden off grid. Did talk about possibly losing my job, but in December because of the government mandate. So we'll see. it kind of pisses me off too, because I really wanted to get an answer, a few weeks ago. Am I going to get laid off or fired or whatever because of this mandate, and nobody replied, nobody got back to me. And then I took that week off. It would have been nice to not taking that week off and get shit done. I mean, to me, I just had to take it off. So I didn't take it all off for December, and make my numbers look bad for December or that quarter. So I had to kind of take it off. But that week I could have just pushed it out could have pushed my retirement out to January, Gerry. So there is some, bright lights. Well, not bright lights. There's some positives with being forced into retirement, I suppose. But I don't know what they are yet, but we'll figure them out as they come. Nice shirts, boys. Thank you all. Good. Can't see me right now, can you?
Wasn't planned either.
No, it wasn't planned. Let's see here. How are you making 5K and selling options? Can you elaborate in depth on what your process is exactly? You are doing this solely with 45. Yeah.
Well, there was a combination of puts and calls for you there, weren't they? Leaps.
It was. My goal is 3,000 a month, but because I took those leaps off, sorry, I took those. Should I call them leaps, Gerry? I might get in trouble. I took those 3 leap off. Doesn't sound right, damn it.
That ain't right.
Yeah, I took multiple leap off. Doesn't
Doesn't
matter.
work.
It just doesn't sound right. So I plan on pushing those. I'd say 80% to 90% of what I do is all indexes. Okay. Once in a while, I throw some single positions out there, Facebooks, for example. Just this month alone, and I'm just looking at, as we're talking here, I'll actually filter it for the month, and I'll tell you what I had on, at least the top plays. But Tesla, I took a Tesla off for $102. I took those Baba Leaps off for $950. That's $1,000 right there, right? And then let's see here if this thing will. I do have, let's see, those are all Microsoft on as well, Facebook on, that I took off, and that's not a index. Let's see, that's it. Those are all the individual positions I had on all month. So not a lot. Like I said, 85, 90% of what I do is all indexes. I did have a Home Depot that I took off as well. So yeah, TQQQ, SPY, QQQ, IWM, TNA, RK, SOXL. And sometimes I don't even know why I do a mix between TNA and IWM. It's just, I don't know. I kind of try to use the TNA and the TQQ as more of a day trade in a way. The market's down big one day, then I'll put those on. And market goes back up the next day, then I sell them. That's kind of what so excuse me, I buy them, I sell them and then I buy them. So that's pretty much it. Because the market where it is right now, I'm doing a 0.05 delta on a lot of the stuff I'm doing. Sometimes I do a 10 delta. So I don't know. I think that's pretty much it. So this month was a bit of an anomaly, but it's easy to make a lot of money in a month where the market goes up 6%. Gerry probably made more this month. What'd you make? 2,100 this month?
2,100.
What'd you make last month?
It was a little bit more than that.
So what happened this month that caused you to make technically less with the market going up 6%?
I didn't have enough stuff on.
That's true. Both you and I really didn't have a lot on because of the expiry issue.
Yeah. And
because of the market being where it was at, all-time highs and stuff. We were just playing it. Yeah. I'm not running. Normally I'd probably be making $5,000 to $6,000 a month if I was back to doing what I was doing, that 40% buying power used or something like that.
Yeah. See, there was a point there that I was running like 15% buying power use. So, and I'm still only at 26. So
I got down to like 6% one of these weeks. So
yeah. So
10%, right around there.
I'd like to get it up to 30, and we'll see how that works out.
So I think that pretty much covers it. Most of it's all indexes. Just keep it there. If I opportunistically take advantage of big sell-offs of bad earnings or something like that, right? So that's what I try to do anyway, and that's how I end up with some of those individual positions. Late to the party, let the fun begin. What did he put in his options plays? He had a couple of doozies in there. Now I think about it.
Zoom, Hyliion, and
Yeah, Hyliion.
Ally Financial.
Yeah, Hyliion. What are you thinking there, Thumper? I have dibs on this one, by the way. So late to the party. Yeah, I don't know what you're doing with that Hyliion there. Go check out his video, by the way. You got a comment you need to respond to, Thumper. About it was in Discord. It was about, I don't know what the hell it was about. It was in Discord. Somebody's asking a question in there. Joe H. I had a very good October selling Apple CSPs. Must be Dutch Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Bought a put on Intel just before earnings. Always drops like a rock. There's gonna be a time when that doesn't work, but
yeah,
I
actually thought about it.
Keep doing it. I'm lucky I got out before earnings, and then got in back into those leaps after earnings. It worked out in my favor. It should be a no-brainer, but I wouldn't go as far as buying a put. That's just not me. It's just because my luck is as soon as I buy a put, that's when it's going to go up. Guaranteed. Raymond. So isn't Raymond the one that did the Google spread last week?
I think so.
Sounds like a 2,600 on or something like that. Raymond?
Oh yeah, I remember talking about that.
Yeah, it's before earnings too. So, and I told him it was pretty aggressive. I didn't tell him either way, not to do it or do it. It's just, I think it was down one day. I think it was down after earnings, and then it popped up the day after, right? So, yeah, I don't know what you ended up doing, but it worked out in his favor, or whoever had it on. I think it was you, Raymond. I always try to watch the playback of the previous stream. I actually watched it back twice, but I can't. Obviously, I didn't take notes. But see here, I have 2,300 cooking, 1 Tesla, 2 SPY, 2 IWM, 1 MU, all spreads. All spreads? How much money are you making on MU and spreads? And about 15 NMDM. What the heck's that?
Looks like an Israeli company.
I don't use Will strategy if we go on money. Yeah, how you what's your strikes on MU? Just curious how you're making any money on that thing. Gerry, you trade that one?
I looked at it. Wasn't where premium wasn't where I wanted to be at the strike for sure.
Gerry's very, very finicky. He's got to go with like the 8% returns or something like that.
It has to be a good setup. I mean, listen, like I said, I try to do, extremely high probability stuff. And I was looking at, because I log every trade. I've only logged every trade since like April, but I looked at it last night and I got like a 98% win percent, 98.1% win percentage. So, I mean,
and that's misleading too, unless you account for taking off one side of the spread as being a loss.
Well, no, I took those off because
gotcha.
I mean, you when you do a spread, you got to assume you're gonna. That's the strategy is to lose one side. So
right, possibly even on strangles as well. So you said high probabilities. So I mean, is that still valid? I mean, you're taking high probabilities, but you're also taking it's high risk, right? Higher risk.
Higher risk stocks,
Mm-hmm.
but
But it's
the
also
setup on
his
the
bang
chart
for the
has to be
buck.
right.
He has a way higher bang for the buck, but it's riskier than what I do. Right? That's how he has on double the same amount of premium with half the amount, right? Used. So if you're using half the amount, is it more risk? You know what I mean?
I can absorb more. I think. Well, no, not necessarily. I don't know. It's a good question.
Because and this has always been the question, right? Less contracts with a more aggressive strike, or way more contracts with like a 0.05 delta. You know what I mean? That's always been the question. And I think it's tough to answer that.
It is, and it gets tougher the more your account grows too.
Yeah, that's
For
true.
sure.
It's not easy to scale. Let's see here. What's going on, Rebecca? Hey guys, hope you're all doing great. Yeah, we're doing good. Happy Halloween to you as well. Spin. Let's see here. I can't even see you two.
It's just the floating heads.
Floating heads. Yeah, we're like a Jay Leno head over here. What's going on, Sven? Yeah, it's not even Halloween. I don't think where you're at anymore. So, I'm not yet approved for naked selling. That's why I'm selling spreads. Yeah, but he said all your stuff was. Oh, he's just saying they're CSPs, but they're probably not. They're probably just naked, right? Well, I mean, he's doing spreads, but
They're probably fully cash secured.
correct. Let's see here. What are you in Fidelity or something? There's Pumpkin Man. Pumpkin Man hanged. He hung out with us on Thursday night as well. I don't know if he was in there by the time you got there.
I don't think so.
He
Today's
was,
his day.
he was chatting back and forth between quite a few folks in there. So
Hey,
MDB
so
hates us now. What happened? Well, we pissed MDB off. He never shows up anymore.
right. I got a question for Pumpkin Man. Is there a difference between Halloween pumpkins and Thanksgiving pumpkins?
No, they're the same damn thing, Gerry. I say
Then I got a problem.
You go out to the same path. They don't know what you're going to use it for.
Then I got a problem. Halloween is such a wasteful freaking holiday.
Why?
And nobody says anything about it.
What do you mean wasteful?
You get all this food, you cut it up, throw it in the trash, and it just gets moldy.
What do you
and
throw in
it
the
away.
trash?
You don't eat the pumpkin after you're done carving it.
Well, as far as the carving, I mean, do you eat the freaking Christmas tree after it sits in your house for a month?
Well, that's wasteful too.
No, use it as firewood. The same with the pumpkin. Get the seeds out of it. Freaking bake the seeds.
Do you do that?
We have done it, yeah. Pumpkin seeds are great for you. You could, even scrape the pumpkin out of there. It smells like crap, but make a pumpkin pie, Gerry.
But how many percentage of people do you think on Halloween pumpkins make pumpkin pie out of their pumpkins?
Well, the problem is you don't, after sitting out on your front porch with a candle in it, you don't bring it in. All right, let's make pumpkin pie out of this thing now. Nobody does that because you got tons of people coming up there, and half the time they're going to be kicking the sumbitch in anyway. At least they did at our house. Yeah, I don't think anybody actually puts a real candle in there anymore either. They probably use one of those things back there now. So yeah, what other Easter? People eat those eggs. What else? What other holidays we have? 4th of July? Nah, we don't really do anything there. You don't waste fireworks. No way to waste fireworks.
Christmas. What do you I mean, you got the trees. Oh,
What I want to hear down in the comments or in the chat here is, what's everybody's favorite pie during, let's just say, Thanksgiving? I'm a pecan man myself. I don't know if it's pecan or pecan, but I'm going to say pecan. So
I don't know what mine is. Probably a warm apple pie.
I was just going to say, please don't say apple. Say apple, you can have apple all year round, you know, but pecan pie, like, come on, you know, you got to have a pecan pie that's sitting out, you know, like, come on, Gerry, apple? Jeez.
It's coming right around the corner too, man.
He's just thinking of Van Wilder, folks.
Do you cook a turkey on Thanksgiving, Dave?
I don't. No. I usually have like scrambled eggs or something like that. I don't celebrate Thanksgiving on my own. Maybe I will this year. You know what? While I still have a job, maybe I can afford it. Maybe I'll make a meatloaf or something this year. I don't know. We'll see. I do have a little bit of time. Don't let the tax tail wag the dog, as they say. Haven't heard that one before. Have you, Gerry?
No. Tax tail.
Yeah, I haven't heard that one before. Wag the dog. I mean, obviously we've all heard of that one, but I haven't heard the tax tail. Yeah, he got on. Carter 2.0 again got on the camera this week and then came right up to it, sunk down into the mic.
Pay your fair share.
He said it 3 times in a row too. It was disgusting. Oh my gosh. Like, it's cringeworthy is what it is. It's just cringy. You know, I don't know how else to put it.
Did you see that clip where he coughed in his hand and went and shook everybody's hand?
I did hear about that. The thing is, I could never imagine Obama doing anything like that. You know what I mean? I could never imagine Obama. Obama was a great speaker, very well spoken, and he would never do something like that. Sink down into the microphone, you know, pay your fair share. I mean, it's getting old. It's getting old. You guys heard about the unrealized? Yes, I did hear about that. I don't think it's going to affect us. I just hope nothing like that. You know, unrealized gains, Gerry. You know,
that's just stupid. I mean, what idiot thought that that's a good idea?
It's all about trying to steal money from you. Another way to steal money from you because they can't pay for all the bullshit they want to do. You know, and it is all bullshit. 90% of what they're trying to do is all bullshit. You know, it's just stupid. More crap to get you, you know, dependent on the government, you know, it's like, oh my God. Even, what about if you had a house, $1 million house, you know, you have to pay unrealized capital gains on your equity in your house. Come on. Who thought this was a good idea? Who comes up with this, number one? Like, you know, like, and then people, you know what? That's a good idea. We should do that. Let's throw in the bill.
I don't think they think it's a good idea. I just think they got to come up with some radical shit and just throw it against the wall. And if nobody makes a fuss about it, then hey, great.
Well, $3.5 trillion they knew it wasn't going to fly, so they try to dumb it down and say, you know, now it's just 1.5, so we really cut it back, you know. But still, it's $1.5 trillion worth of bullshit, you know. And then the $450,000 to separated immigrants. What's going on there?
I need to become an immigrant.
You get paid more than the freaking spouse that lost their freaking husband over in freaking Iraq. That's a talking point, I suppose, but that's just insane. It's like I think they have $1 billion earmarked for that. We got the priorities wrong in this country. We don't take care of our own people, but we'll take care of everybody else outside the country. You know what I mean? Like there's so many people here that need to be taken care of first before we start venturing outside to take care of people outside the country. You know, I just don't get it. You opened a can of worms there, William. I lost a lot of subs in last week's video or last week's stream. I'm really trying not to do that because it really hurts the channel. And it's almost like I put a video out for nothing. You know, is what it basically feels like. But so I'm trying to, rein it back, Gerry. But
Rein it
stuff like
back,
this
Dave.
comes up and it just fires me up.
Hey, it's the topics of the day. I mean, what are you gonna do?
I don't know. F. Joe Biden, Lord Slade. Oh, man. I just never imagined. I think I said it like one or two streams ago. I thought Joe Biden, I'm like, you know what? If Joe Biden wins, I'm like, it's not going to be that bad. He's a moderate. I said this to myself. I'm like, I said that to myself, but he's not moderate at all. He's never even tried to be moderate. Never had even tried to unify the country either. You know what I mean? He's never, matter of fact, he inflames it more than anything. He just basically does whatever the progressive wants him to do. And it's just, I just never expected the country to go downhill this fast. 9 months, you could have delivered a baby in that amount of time. What's going on, Bill P? Michael Kruger, what the heck is going on? I don't know what you're referring to there, Michael. One Dan Town. Let's see, one Dan Town. It's hard to say that. Jen Pileski, she's got, yeah, I just heard about that. Double vaxxed, and she wears a mask. Maybe 3 jabs a week will make us really safe. Yeah.
If one don't do it, 10 should.
10 might do it, and you got to have them all. You might as well get the J&J, Pfizer, and Moderna all wear a mask, 10 masks. You wear all that shit. Look, folks, I think some people are just going to be susceptible, whether you're not even, whether you even have underlying health issues or not. Some people are just prone to getting flu every year. I don't get the flu. Like I said, I can probably count on 2 fingers how many times I've had the flu in my life, right? There's some people get it every year, though, So some people, double vaxxed. That's crazy. And double masks. Gerry.
Maskuses.
Yeah. If you smoking, I don't judge. I want my peace. Yeah, if I was invested in MO, I'm like, yeah, I'd promote smoking as well. I did vote on a couple of initiatives here in Colorado. 304 came to mind because it was on TV. Here's how I vote, folks. It's pretty simple. Anything on there that says they're going to reduce taxes gets voted yes. Anything that gets voted for or the tax increase gets voted no.
That's funny because I did the exact same thing in California, but that doesn't work in California.
And it works most of the time here, except for this one. They did put a commercial out on it. And the commercial was vote no on 304 because it's going to cut funding for this and it's got cut funding for that. And my mind thinks is figure out how to do with the money you have. That's the way I look at it. Figure out figure out how to do what this is for with the money you already have, which you're already probably wasteful bullshit anyway. So that's pretty much the way I vote. Let's see here. Evening gents, because in general, taxes never really go down. They almost never go down. And they go up, 30% at a time, but they might go down 0.3%. You know what I mean? So anyways, we're all gotten taxed off of freaking gasoline. How much is gas where you're at, Gerry? $5 a gallon?
If you like Chevron or Exxon, yeah, you're about $4.70.
Jeez. How much is that in taxes too? Is that like over $1 in taxes in your state?
It's almost $1 in taxes. I think it's over $1. It might be over $1.
I think we're still in the $3, probably 370 to 380 range. I think somewhere around there. That's for 85 octane. So that's the cheap shit. We can get away with it at high elevation. Evening, gents. What's going on, James? Hey, thanks for hanging out on Thursday night as well. M1 now shows earned dividends. Yep, they do. Let's see here. Question, Dave, what country are you moving to? I'm not actually moving to any country. I'm going to be slow traveling through various countries, probably staying there 2 to 3 months at a time. I'm looking at possibly starting down in Mexico and going down to South America, Costa Rica, going down to Panama, and maybe even down past down into South America as well. Just because I don't think they have strict COVID regulations down there. So that's a concern right now. I'm trying to push that vaccine off as long as I can. So if I can go down to Mexico without a vaccine, and just drive in there or whatever, then I'm going to do that and hang out down there for a while. Then look, folks, eventually I might have to get the vaccine, but at least it's on my terms. It's not a mandate of, my job to remain employed or something like that. It's like, you know what? These mandates may never go away in various countries. So, you don't live forever. So at this point, I might have to get a vaccine down the road if I want to see the world, right? And I'm okay with that. But right now, I need more time to make the decision. And I'll be damned if freaking some government's going to tell me what the hell to do. Look, if Trump was in there and he was doing the same thing, I'd feel the same way. Okay? It's not a Biden thing, although Biden inflamed me a lot more because he said he wasn't going to mandate it and he did. And they all freaking were against Trump's vaccine. And then as soon as Trump's out of office, they're all touting the vaccine and getting it. That pissed me off too.
It's like, yeah, it's horrible how they just flip-flopped. I just don't like the way they sell it. Like, get the vaccine, do your part, protect your family.
Yeah.
Like, how me getting the vaccine is going to protect someone else?
Well, get tested every week, Gerry. I don't know how that, helps either, but I lost 3 subs. Thanks, everybody. Shit. Yeah, fuck them. Fuck them. We didn't need them on this channel anyway. Let's see here. Turn those memes into NFTs. Yeah, so that's what's going to go on, William. Sorry. Thailand, maybe. Philippines. I mean, even Vietnam's an option. It's third world, but, as long as they have shitters I can sit down, I'm fine.
None of the European countries?
You know me, Gerry. I'm not a huge fan of Europe. Still want to go there and see everything, but it's not high on my list to see first. Let's see here. I clicked all the ads for Davey. Thanks a lot for that, Maddie. I got 10 cents out of that. Let's see here. Dave can be my chocolate. I'm white chocolate right now. That's for dark sure. Let's see here. Without portfolio margin, approximately how much can I expect to make monthly on 100K if I sell I'm assuming she says 0.05. So that's what I've been saying. Puts on indexes like QQQ, IWM, etc. What is your recommendation for DTE? That's tough because where would you want your buying power to be?
Yeah, well, I think I think she's talking 100% cash secured.
Well, that portfolio margin doesn't matter then.
Yeah, without portfolio margin, I'm thinking is 100%
without. Okay,
cash
sorry. All I saw was portfolio margin. I didn't see the without. Well, I mean,
you'd only be able to do like, yeah, if you do it 100% cash secured, you only do 2 or 3 contracts.
So do you have a Reg T account, Sarah? Or not? I mean, if you have a Reg T account, it's going to be a different answer. So with 100K, that'd be tough.
Yeah, so, you can do like 2 Qs and 1 IWM.
Yeah. Which is going to bring in, oh shit, because I was doing cover call side. So on the put side, let's go out.
Maybe $500-600.
Yeah, somewhere around there. My guess is. Let me see. November, December. Let's go to December. Let's just go to December 17th at this point. It's only 47 days. 0.05. Yeah. Somewhere around about $100 is what my guess is. So, and IWMs might be a little bit more than that, but not much. So, $500, pretty close is what Gerry basically, yeah, $500.
You might be able to squeeze more out because you'd be able to buy them back, mid-month, sell them again, and I don't know.
Depending if the market goes up that month.
Right, exactly.
She might almost be better off wheeling it.
Yeah, just go ahead and
just
sell
kind
them
of
very
go
close.
like a 0.3 delta, not a 0.05, but a 0.3 delta on the downside. Give the market a little bit of room to move down. If it doesn't go there, then it doesn't go there. If it goes there, it gets a sign, turn around and freaking sell a covered call like right at the money or right above it, depending on what the market is. Kind of look at you have to, if you're going to go that route like I'm going to go with the covered call side, this is a different account, by the way, then I'm going to be looking at a chart religiously because I want to try to anticipate where the market's going. If I think the market's going to go down, then I'm going to give the market some room, and I might actually sell closer to in the money calls, right? If I think it's going to go down. But you probably make more doing the wheel on those than you would doing straight CSPs.
But you have to be, like Dave said, I think you have to look at charts a lot more, and you have to be prepared for a market downturn, and you'll get kind of stuck in it and maybe not be able to produce as much income for a while.
Yeah, we've talked about this a lot. You talked about it on Thursday night as well, kind of churn income. You can churn income if that's all that matters is income. It doesn't matter whether you sell below your cost basis or not and it gets called away. All that matters is you're making income, And it's like somebody made a comment, I don't know who it was. Somebody made a comment on the Thursday night chat saying, well, if it gets called away below your cost basis, then you just took a loss. Well, the market's down, you're still down anyway. What's the difference? Right? You kind of walk the market back up. Okay, you got called away. Do you sell in the money put or at the money put or go down, whatever, and then you get a sign and you don't? It's all about turning income. If you're down and it's unrealized, it's still down. What's the difference? The only difference is, I guess, Gerry, is you can't tax loss harvest.
Yeah.
Or loss harvest. But I don't really care about that. So hopefully that answers your question. Let's see, William. Let's see here.
Yeah.
For some reason, it came to mind. William Defane. That came to my mind for some reason. Sorry.
Dieffenbach.
Yeah. William Defane, and that come from Shawshank Redemption.
It's not William, is it?
Yeah, William Defane.
Dufresne.
Shawshank Redemption. No, his name is not, but that's for some reason it came to my mind. But
I don't think it's William.
Do you know a Greg? Oh yeah, I don't know. Probably 500 to 2,000 a month, depending on what you're selling. Yeah, I think you misunderstood the question. No way you can get 2,000 a month. Not unless you're going like more aggressive than 0.05 delta. There's somebody that likes candy corn. She likes candy corn and whiskey. In that order. You can be my candy corn. Our candy corn. Let's see. It's very easy and took 5 minutes. What's that response to?
Getting a phone, I think. SIM card, maybe.
I hope it is. You think that whatever airport you fly into, that they have a cell service company there that's open 24 hours a day. But that's not my understanding. My understanding is they could be closed on the weekends. They're not open during non-business hours and all that crap. So I don't know. But yeah, like I said, I want to know more about it. Gerry looks fine as F. So do I. Thank you very much. Let's see here. I got dibs on Sarah. Let's see here. Can you route your cell phone through a VPN? I tried. It doesn't work like that, unfortunately, because I thought the same thing. But it needs to ping. It needs to ping on a tower.
That sucks.
Yes, it does. Let's see here. I tricked plenty of US only shit with VPN. That's true, but you can't trick the cell tower. Unless you ship it to the States, like Gerry said. And so you're without a phone for a few weeks. Is there overnight? I ain't made cheap though. Overnight in that shit.
The next day air or something, I'm sure.
Yeah. Probably sit on some port somewhere.
There's probably regulations for sending electronics to
It's got to go through customs.
Yeah.
And it's got a battery in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the Philippines airport, you get the SIM right at the airport. And they set it all up for you, 20 the whole month in LTE and just a few dollars for calls. That's the great thing about me. I don't give a rat's ass about calling and texting.
Yeah, I don't call anybody.
Nobody calls me except spam calls. I don't call anybody. And if I had to call anybody, like my mom or something, I'd just tell her, hey, be on this app and I'll just call you on the app or something like that. But I kind of, what about text? Like text is, when you need to log in and so my IB, I don't use a text. I use like a code it's like a code. It's like a card that has codes on. I use that. But I thought about, I'm probably going to turn that off when I go hike the AT. So I'm going to have the two-factor authentication, use the text probably. So how does that work over there? You don't have text, you're screwed. How do you log into IB, Gerry, if you don't have a text?
I do the two-factor. I do that.
Yeah, but if you didn't have text, I
have no idea. I've never done it.
I do have an RSA key, which is just an app that I log into work with, which is what I would love IB to do. It's just an app on your phone, but you don't need internet for it. And it generates a code, and then there's like on the other end, the server knows it's tied to this, blah, blah, blah. And it's like has a 1 minute timeout, but yeah. In the States, see, but this is all the stuff I need to get figured out, and people like dividend driven.
I'm sure it's been figured out. Look, here we go. Dual SIM phones for international travel. I'm sure,
that was something I was looking at as well. The problem is not every phone supports dual SIM cards. Yeah.
People are world travelers. All this stuff has to be figured out already.
The issue is not world travel. The issue is staying over there extended period of time. That's the issue. So dual SIM cards I did look at that option. You have Google Fi, you shut that off, you get a local SIM for data. But the thing is the two phones I'm looking at, one doesn't have a SIM, doesn't have a micro SD card slot, which is technically where the SIM even goes, because you take the dual SIM phones, a lot of times you take the micro SD card out, you put the second SIM in its place or in there, kind of turned sideways. So that might not be an option. And I'm going to buy like a $1,500 phone when I get fired here. And I'm not going to want to replace that anytime soon because I need it for the cameras for the vlog on the Hog channel. So I don't know. Dave's got to figure a lot of shit out. But doubt you can with Google. Yeah. Yeah, it won't work because you got to ping. It's got to ping. Reggie Jackson, there you go, Mr. October. Did you have to Google it, Shamir? Let's see. Shamir always comes up with some funky names for ETFs, right? Like the FJB ETF. Let's see here. How long do you keep going with a stock that keeps going up and up like Microsoft? Why is that a problem if you're selling puts on it? Are you talking about being long in the stock? I'm long. I'm long in that stock. I'm up over 56%. I've already taken a bunch of profits in that thing too. So what do you mean there, Michael? Unlimited data here is $10. That's for a month. Yeah. There you go, Gerry.
That's nice.
So is CW sitting near you? She take off.
She just walked out.
Yeah. She knew I was gonna ask her. She gonna go hey Gerry, you gonna go live in another country?
No, I've been talking to her with it.
Yeah.
For sure. As long as
all you gotta do is say, hey, you can live like a king in some other country for half the amount.
Yeah, it's I've been reading up on stuff. It's pretty amazing what you can get.
You just tell her too, it's not forever. It's a good way for you to coast fire, Gerry.
I mean, yeah, you can go, spend a year in 10 different countries, right? Spending $2,000 a month for a couple.
Yeah. Or even less than that.
Or even less.
Yeah. And while you're increasing your portfolio. So if Dave loses his job, then that means Maddie wins the bet. Yes, Maddie's going to win the bet probably anyway. Matt technically probably already won the bet because of other things, but that's fine. If I get fired, then maybe I'll have to get a notary for something or whatever, and I'll be at the bank and I'll just grab all this change then while I'm already there. And next time I go to Wally World, I'll pick up a sack of concrete or something. Let's see here. Quickcrete. Federal Reserve says elected officials can no longer buy individual stocks, but only ETFs and mutual funds. Yeah, I haven't heard that. That's all right. Pelosi will just tell her friends, best friends or whatever, and then they'll just invest for her. So she's crooked. In Thailand, dividend draft. Yeah, he's not in Thailand. Let's see here. I don't know. I'm not going to mention the country he's in because I don't know if he wants me to. Oh, he already mentioned it right there. So he's in Good Morning Vietnam.
Da Nam.
What's that?
Da Nam.
Never really thought about going there, but man, some of those girls are cute. I mean, seriously. I mean, I'd never really looked at them before, but I was like, damn, it's like, and it's cheap, super cheap, so.
Yeah, I was looking at rentals. I forget what country I was looking in, like Ecuador or something. And it was like 2-bedroom apartments for like $450 a month. I'm like, what?
Same place in like Fuck It, for example. Same in like Pattaya. Like it's I was looking at Airbnb. I'm like, it's like the funny thing is with Airbnb, it has all the prices right there, and you can filter by price, and you can ascend and descend by price. I'm like, holy cow, you can live here for, if you stay over a month, it's called like a long-term stay. They give like a huge discount. I started to filter. I'm like, oh shit, I can live like a king. Let me filter by the most expensive. Yeah. The most expensive is still cheap.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, man, okay, if this is $450, what can I get for $750?
Exactly. Like, yeah, I'll be on the freaking top floor, penthouse suite, It's crazy. I probably wouldn't do that, but I still would want to be, close to whatever, I mean, it was honestly, this one was only like 100 feet from the beach, or it was 100 meters from the beach or something like that. Oh, man. That's why I'm not worried about retiring, Gerry. Like, I was worried about it at first because that's gonna be $100,000. I'd probably lose, but shit, you only live once.
Yeah,
I can make $100,000.
Like I was telling you earlier, I was looking at a apartment right around my neighborhood. It's like 2-bedroom apartment. I was like, these can't be that much money because they're not that damn nice, right? So I went online and I looked, $2,100. I'm like, Hell no.
One less bedroom.
One less bedroom, half the square footage. Like, oh no. It's ridiculous.
It is. I'm excited. Number one, I'm not. Yeah, I'm excited. I just. It's time to move on. It's time to move on to a different chapter. It's time to close the old chapter. Move around a lot. Yeah, before COVID. What are you gonna do? You gonna leave your GF there? You gonna still keep your place when you come back to the States and all that? Or are you gonna you just leave the GF in the place that you're staying at? Or does she just have to fend for herself? Like, you know what, babe? I'm leaving for a while.
Yeah,
So
that's a good question. Like, do you still have to pay the bills?
yeah. Because I don't think she's coming back. Like, I don't think she's coming here with you. You know? Like, you can probably get a green card, but not a green card, excuse me. Like a tourist visa or something, but I don't know. Let us know what you're going to do with that kind of situation there, Dividend Drip. I think Maddie on pace to win, but bet is at, I'm technically right at 1.9, right on the dot. So I think that's 5% away at this point. And I think he's less than 5% away. He's like 4 or 3% or something like that. So it's close. But he'll probably win. He's invested in all that freaking crapto stuff. You guys know if similar ETFs can still trigger a wash sale? Yes. For instance, if I sold SPY at a loss, then bought IVV or VU, according to James, and he may have even commented on it, he says it does.
The language is tough because it says similar.
Yes. I think what it's going to come down to is it's going to come down to if they do an audit and they look into it, they'll probably say it does if you got into, say, SPY and VU, right? But if you did those two and you had a wash sale and you claim it or whatever, they're not going to probably care unless they audit you for some reason. That's just my thoughts on it. It's still the same supposedly with options as well. If they, according to James, if you actually if an ETF had a large position in whatever stock you traded in and took a loss on, let's just say you did Microsoft, for example, you did a put on it, you took a loss, and then you get into some ETF that has like a 10% stake into Microsoft. Let's see Devo, for example, or something like that. And then it could possibly, I don't know if they have automated trackers to track this stuff, though. I don't think they do. It's too complicated for that, you know? So in general, I think most people are probably going to be okay. It's kind of like a 1031 tax exchange, too. It's going to be a like investment, but it's such a broad and vague rule. I'd be love to hear stories about anybody that's actually been pinned off of something like that before. You know, it probably wasn't that the reason why they audited you. Dave, the upside if you get laid off early is that you have serious plan. Yeah, well, I mean, I talk about it on the Hidden Off Grid channel because I'm in a position where it's not going to really affect me. Yeah, it's 100K I'll probably lose, but what about all the people that can't afford to lose their job? You know, like they need a job to live. They have to comply, right? A lot of them will comply, but a lot aren't, you know? And it's like, I hate that. That's just a bad position to be in by your government. The government doesn't care about you at all, you know? Put a Band-Aid on there and cause you to get fired. They don't give a rat's ass. Yeah. I'm so glad I did find fire 2014 when I found fire, so about 8 years ago. You can't say Facebook anymore, the name change. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's always going to be known as Fuckbook to me. Always. I don't care what you rename it. It's always going to be fuckbook. It's kind of like Google. Does Google go away? Do we call it Alphabet? I don't think it's going to. Did you see the symbol? I think it was a meme, actually, now that I think about it. They had a symbol next to the meta, and it kind of looks like two round things. Teats, maybe, I don't know. But it looked like a pretzel. Somebody put a pretzel there instead. It ain't going to help them. It's just not. If it does help them, it's going to take 10 years or something like that for that's probably even help. Do you let your 5 Delta? No, I don't let them expire worthless. Because what I want to do is once they get up to 70, 80, 90%, I feel like it's time to put some more on, and free up that buying power. Put on some, because once they get to like a certain point, they kind of just hang there for quite a while.
Yeah, absolutely.
I say the threshold is right around that 70% mark.
It'll get up to 80, and then it'll really stagnate.
Mm-hmm. It's better off just take them off and then put some new shit on. That's why I try to put on new ones every week. What it was working until they, didn't put those expiries out every freaking week, And luckily this one came out, and it worked. The 10th came out and it worked. Then we have the 17th, and that one's already built out, but let's see here. I had a question at the beginning about taxes and wanted to add a lot more details, but dang character limit. Yeah, you'll probably just get people pissed off at us if you ask questions like that, because it goes off in the weeds. I'm not a big fan of taxes at all. Literally, I mean, especially a federal tax. I think, I've talked about this a lot. I mean, it's debatable whether or not local and city taxes I'm kind of okay with those in a way, to some extent. You got to pay for a library, you got to pay for stupid shit like that, right? What else is a chamber of commerce? I mean, what else, Gerry?
I mean, your local fire department, your local services, things like
Those
that.
come out of property taxes, yeah, I guess. But state tax is debatable. Property tax is debatable. I'd honestly rather live in a state that has no property tax, no state tax. But you're probably not going to find a state that has none of those both. So no state tax. They're probably going to have higher property tax. They're going to have higher sales tax, or something like that. They all get it some way. It's just what way do you agree with, right?
Or what way has the least impact on you? True.
So sales tax on food is weird. I've always lived in a state that never had sales tax on food, which is it's a bad tax because it affects the poor people the most, right? But yeah, but a federal tax, but then again, the only reason the Fed existed to begin with was to provide security to our country. That was it, really. Now it's just blowing out of proportion. What delta do you use for TNA, and what expiry? What strike? When do you get out? TNA. I have some TNAs on right now. Let's take a look. TNA. So the TNA that I have on right now, do I have a TNA on? Yeah, I do. So the TNA I have on I did a 10 delta on that, by the way. Wait, it might not have been delta. The problem is I look at delta and then it converts to probability of the money. I did a 10% probability of the money, which I think was roughly about a 0.07, I think. I'd actually have to look at my log and get it out of there. But I did a 65 strike on that out to December 10th. I got $100 for it. That's a typical Dave move right there. How long will I hold it? Depends, I guess. If it goes up to 70, 80%, I might pull it off at 50. I don't know. It just depends on what the market's doing. Do I want to put some more shit on or something like that? But 70 would be the threshold where I'd love to get it to. So I'd never really get much past that, Gerry. It's too tempting to. It's hard to let. If you're up and the market's at all-time highs, you want to lock it in.
I see. I start looking at them at 60. I'm like, okay, time for you to go.
Sometimes I start looking at 40.
Yeah.
Depends on what it is. I used to sell put credit spreads for a couple years, and I haven't since March 2020. Throughout 2019, I made over 50K doing it, but lost 30K in March 2020. Credit spreads. Yeah, I'm sure you got walked all over.
A lot of max loss realized there.
But did you stay out of the market? Did you stay out of the market after you lost the 30K? Not saying you had to go back into options, but did you get into anything? You know, or were you one of those people that kind of just watched the market come back, get right back to where it was, and then say, okay, now I need to get back in? A lot of people did that. I took advantage of it. I took advantage of it very well, made a handsome return on it, about as handsome as me, but not quite as handsome as Gerry. But I could have made a lot more, and I will probably do like a TQQQ next time instead. Long. I'll get into a leap, Gerry, or leaps. Multiple leap, Gerry.
Multiple leap. Leap plural.
Leap.
Leap,
Yeah.
leap squared.
Leap a skid. Jeez. Yeah, hope you got back in. Didn't, I know a lot of people didn't, though. A lot of people thought it was going to go lower. They thought it was going to go down to 50% or something like that. So does that mean when it's down 37% that you don't put anything in? You know what I mean? Like you don't know for a fact, so you should put something in. If it goes down more, then so be it. You put more in, right? I made a video on it, how I played it perfectly. Is the pretty much, I don't know if that was the title, but something like that. MU sold 63 put, bought 55. 1 month contract premium of $50. That's a Gerry move. I don't know what the buying power use would be, but he's not the Google person, I guess.
MU? Nah. Yeah, I look at that chart. I want to be 60.
So you've been using my strategy on the charts, right? Getting down way down there, blah blah blah, below the 200 if you can, whatever. Are you having a hard time finding anything, individual stuff that meets that requirement?
A lot, yeah. And since I put that into play, yeah, it's been tough finding stuff. So I usually end up bending the rules.
You come up to the 63 put.
Yeah, you almost have to. You have to make that kind of a judgment call. Like, okay, it's just a gut feeling sometimes.
I don't agree with you on MU on this one. Now, would I want to be down below 60? Probably, but that's Dave. But that's not also a micro cap company.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's why sometimes you got to bend the rules.
So, and also I think 65 is a pretty darn good bet. So he's at a 63.
Yeah.
Just because the previous low was right there. I think the 52-week range is way down there. Shit.
Yeah, I just don't like MU. I think that thing can get
I could get his ass handed to it for sure.
Like if they missed earnings, it would have I think it would have a bigger reaction on MU than Intel did.
It did sell off after earnings. Been selling off since. It is on a descending triangle, which usually breaks to the upside, but it also has a 52-week low of 49, so it's way above it. Yeah, I wouldn't touch it with Gerry's poll, but that's me. I'm glad you got it.
It's got a tiny gap there under 62.
Yeah, I'm not looking at a week. I can't get down that far, but for 63, he's 1 month contract should be okay. If the market doesn't turn over, you should be okay.
Yeah.
Whenever I had any spreads go wrong, I closed them and resold for a month out, and it worked great. But in March, yeah, you probably walked it down is what you did. You kept rolling it down, thinking the market was going to recover, and it didn't. The bid-ask spread was too big. Well, freaking VIX was through the roof. VIX was like, let me see. The VIX was like, what, up to over 100 or something like that? Let's see, VIX. Monthly. Yes. Oh, shit. Is that spike up true? Spike up to above like 300 or something? Yeah, I think so. So the VIX definitely was above 200. Look at the VXX, by the way, so don't get it confused with the futures. That's probably why, but yeah. So you closed them, yeah, resold. You were just walked the market down, thought the market was recovered. If you kept doing it, you probably would end up being fine, but yeah, that would have been tough. Resell without losing half the value of the trade. The VIX going up, you should have been okay. You should be able to go down and out. I don't know how far, but have you ever had to roll any positions during times? No, not that high of volatility. I don't think you've ever won it. Well, Gerry, did you roll anything in February? Or excuse me, yeah. But this year? January, February?
Shoot, I don't remember. I'm sure I did. Actually, I'm positive I did. I didn't keep good records back then.
And even if it would be very tough to, because every position is going to be different, you know? Some stuff you might not be able to roll, some stuff you probably can. That's a tough one. And we haven't seen like high volatility in a long time. Some pumpkin seeds can sell for more than $700.
The hell's in those things?
It's a 700-pound pumpkin, Gerry. He's right though. If you buy a big pumpkin to get a lot of seeds out of this, the seeds cost $700. How much is a big pumpkin like that cost when you got a forklift? Are they they go by a pound or what?
I don't know. You can get one that you hold in your two hands for $5. So I don't know.
Yeah, well, he's being thumper, typical thumper. We make baked pumpkin fry the seeds and use a real candle. Real candle. Yeah, I'm kind of old school like that too. Pumpkin pie. There's a pumpkin pie. Yeah, pumpkin pie. Peach cobbler. Wow.
That sounds good.
Peach cobbler. Pumpkin pie. Let's go, Brandon. Love me some pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie has to be done right for me, though. Got a real whipped cream, too. Not Cool Whip. Did you know that Cool Whip's black until they dye it white? It's a lot of dye. Cool Whip is so... I used to eat that by the spoonful.
Or the cans, you just...
Oh, yeah, of course. Everybody's done that. Joke Biden. Yeah, FJB. Fuck Joke Biden. Let's see here. I see smoke come off of Dave. I see smoke come off of Dave. For what? What did I say? That was like an hour ago. 45 minutes ago. Smoke. We pissed some people off because they took off. They left my the unsub Gerry. Let's see here. I'm with Schwab. Charles Schwab won't approve you for naked options without them quizzing you over the phone. That's not true. I got level 3 on my Schwab account. They didn't quiz me at all. So it's not 100% true. I think what it might have to do with is how you answer those damn questions.
Yeah, I think so.
But
I think if you trigger some sort of alert for them if you answer those questions a certain way.
it might also, in what we're talking about is the net worth questions and all that, net lit questions and stuff, because they ask you those questions, right? Ask you how much net worth you have, how much net lit you have, how much cash, whatever. If you answer those wrong, then they might want to do some sort of, sperm check or something. Who knows? Well, they're going to do something. But also curious whether or not something changed after, like 2020, right? Because of the whole Robin Hood debacle and all that, right? People killing themselves and stuff.
That's possible.
Because I already had my Schwab account before that. So, but I've never had a problem getting approved for options in any account in my entire life. I answer the questions and I answer them truthfully just because, I can, but I get the people that don't have a big net worth. They don't have a big net lick or something like that. You kind of have to fake it until you make it. How do you get approved for options if you can't get options to trade options, right? I mean, it's the cart before the horse or the chicken before the egg or whatever, Francisco, what's going on, Francisco? Gavin, take care of our neighbors first. There's smoke coming out of my head now. Did somebody freaking turn off Adolf here?
Came back to life.
What's up? What's going on, Investing Sensei? I just took a look at his video today. He's the one how I learned about the Realty Income merger because he made a video on it. Go ahead and take a look at that video if you're interested, people. I trade with Schwab, but the only downside is trading starts at. What do you mean? Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about. I mean, if you're at a time zone where it starts at 8 o'clock, maybe, but they don't restrict you from trading. Market opens at 7:30. I can trade pre-market in Schwab if I want. I've done that. I've done that with every broker I've been with, traded pre-market. Well, I'm talking pre-market here, but Schwab lets me trade at 7:30 in the morning. That's what time the open market opens here. So I don't know what you're talking about, Gavin. You need to elaborate. Invest with me, Davey. Maybe. 30 and wake up. Welcome. I just subbed to his channel because he's doing a lot of the
Thailand.
Well, he's doing a lot of travel vlogging type of stuff too. So, and that's right up my alley because I need to learn more about crap like that, And who else better to learn it from people that already do it, right? I just got the J&J. I got the J&J so I could travel full time, but don't hate on those that don't. Yeah, I think that's exactly the mindset that people really need to have, Yep. So, and I've got a lot of people that that they believe in vaccines. I believe the vaccine do. All right, but it should be mandated. There you go. And I'm just putting the vaccine off for now until I can make a decision. Don't need to get it right now. Full time. If I already had COVID, I would probably be no reason for me to get it. But if I want to travel overseas, then I need to get it, right? Full time travel with me, Davey. Yeah, you've already mentioned that. Jesus. Oh, invest with me. Yeah, never mind. Let's see here. CMFW, Poopy Pants Biden. I haven't seen that one before. Trends on social media after rumors emerge. Joe Biden suffering a bathroom incident at the Vatican. I have not heard that. Who cares? I've shit my pants before. I've done all types of things, Gerry. Let's see here. I think everybody shit their pants because they're all rookies the first time. That's why. You understand? You got to start undoing your pants before you even get into the bathroom. And sometimes that's the trick. Let's see here. Let's go, Brandon. You gained me last week. I don't know.
As a sub?
As a sub? Hope I don't lose you now. I've already lost 3 on this freaking stream as it is. Let me see if I've lost more. Let's see here. I didn't lose one. What the hell? Oh, that's my mouse. I was like, why is my freaking battery about to die? It was my mouse battery. Shit. You gave me. Yeah, welcome, Gavin. I want to know more about your Schwab account. I'm actually going to be opening probably 2 more Schwab accounts. So that means I'll have a total of 4, Gerry. And people are, oh, you need so many accounts. Well, it's the way of things work. You need a taxable account. You need a IRA. You need an HSA. You know what I mean? You need one for the business, which is a solo 401k. It just happens like that, you know? Eastern Europe has some cool 90-day stays. Yeah, I just don't like I really don't like the weather in Europe all year round, you know? So it's not, I want to see it. Don't get me wrong. I want to see Europe, but it's just not the top thing on my list to see. You know? I'd rather see Iceland first, honestly. Gerry, you want to go to Iceland?
You going to go to Antarctica?
I wouldn't cross it off the list. Yeah. So, I mean, you didn't answer my question.
Iceland?
Yeah.
Is it made of ice?
No, I mean, when did you, you did get out of school pretty young, so you didn't learn in school that Greenland was named Greenland and Iceland was named Iceland, reversed from each other?
No, I didn't.
No? So Greenland is actually ice. Iceland
really?
is actually green.
I didn't
They
know
have
that.
ice there, don't get me wrong, but they did that on purpose because they were trying to keep it secret and they wanted everybody to go over there. Oh, man.
Yeah, I'd check it out.
Yeah. Let's see some crevasses. Let's see here. Getting a 166 dividend from Jeppy. I'm getting, oh man, mine's like $960 or something like that, Gerry.
Damn.
I think my Nusia and my Jeppy are right at $1,000 a month. So close to being there. Oh, Kimberly. What's going on, Kimberly? Let's see here. We complain. Are we going to do anything or just let them do what they want? No violence, but we needed. Unfortunately, you got half the country that believes in this and half the country that doesn't.
Now,
So,
if enough, me and my wife were talking about this today. It was like there has to be enough of an impact of people that just, throw up their middle finger and say screw you, that the entire country gets hurt because of it. That's the only way things are going to change.
but what Gerry's talking about right there is like a major, it would have to be something huge.
Right.
Like and the thing is all the progressives and stuff, they hate people like me because I'm I defy a lot of shit because I'm not a big fan of rules and stuff like that. Well, I mean, still follow rules, right? I'm still civilized, but I'm a big fan of anarchy too, even though anarchy's got a bad name. It just means I don't really believe in rulers is really what it means. But the thing is, I'm going to stand up before those people do, right? I'm the reason why America still exists in a way, because I'm kind of old school and I believe in a lot of the old traditional stuff, right? But the progressives, they want to progress the country forward, and that's fine. But I think it's going too fast. And then you start wiping out all of the reasons that people even want to come here, right? I don't know. It's really a tough, and I'll probably open a can of worms here, but you'd have to like tax like 100% or something like that, to piss the people off, because and even then, some people will probably be okay with that. That's the sad part about it.
Well, see, that's look at big picture, right? You're going to have millions of people that probably won't get the vaccine, will probably be out of a job. Tons of industry that won't be able to fill those jobs. So you're going to absolutely need universal basic income.
Well, they're trying to get there anyway, but
well, I know, but this is going to push it over the edge.
Well, that's exactly what they're trying to do. And I've never seen it progress this fast either. The amount of social programs they got, social spending, whatever. It's all just a way to ruin, what was great about this country, right? Social programs here and there, you want to put one in there every once in a while, but look, folks, they always expand and grow. They never get smaller, and they never go away. So keep that in the back of your mind, because more and more of those you have, there's no incentive to even go to work. And it's like, geez. But also keep in mind, didn't we have a revolution of like a 3% tax rate, hundreds of years ago?
Yeah, but that was, what was the population then?
It's just saying, now we're okay with like 60%, It's crazy.
But can you, how do you there's so many people, how do you organize that?
And you're always going to have people that are, I don't know. It's just, I don't know what straw is going to break this camel's back. I don't know what it would take. And the government goes.
That's what's messed up. You put people in a horrible, absolutely horrible position that, I almost Googled today, but I got sidetracked. I was like, okay, where in the world has the most freedom? Because I'm feeling like America ain't it.
No, we always say that, and I say it all the time. Freedom freedom, hidden freedom, hidden off grid. I got a tattoo of hidden, by the way, on my body. It's been on there. It's just a nickname I've had since I was a teenager. But the thing is, we're free, but we're not really free. If you think about it, we're free in a lot of other countries. Don't get me wrong. But we're not really free either. I'd almost say that Mexico is more free than we are. Anyways, it's a tough conversation, and I love to have the debate and stuff like that, but they take more and more from you. Anytime there's some fear, Patriot Act is a good example. I've talked about that one many times. That Patriot Act we gave up so much freedom for that, because of people are afraid and scared. And anytime there's fear, COVID's a good example. They take more and more freedom away from you. A $600 transaction they want to track, which, right now they can track a cash transaction of 10,000 or more. That's not new, but the thing is, the way I was looking, like $600, and they're talking about on an annual basis, not just one transaction. I'm like, that's so much data. How do they even pour over that amount of data? You know what I mean? I have a margin account. Okay, she got portfolio margin, Gerry. Or excuse me, she got margin account. Yeah, if you were doing margin, then you need to determine what buying power percentage you want to use. Yeah, without that question, we can't answer it.
That's the thing. That doesn't say anything either. It's like
No.
margin account. Do you have actual buying power, like 4-to-1 buying power, or you can have a margin account and still just be 100% cash secure.
Yeah, is it 2-to-1, 4-to-1? What account is it? You can't really answer the question because we don't know whether or not you want to just do all cash secured. Do you want to use margin? You're not really using margin. Do you want to use maintenance margin beyond if you were completely assigned? You actually would be using margin. You answer those questions, we can help you. Can answer those. Dibs. Okay. I do not know a Greg. Okay. Andy, dude, not William.
Andy Dufresne. There you go. I told you it wasn't William.
Andy Dufresne. Shit. It's been a while since I've seen Shawshank, so yeah, Gerry. I'm sure people seen Mythbusters here, right? You ever watch Mythbusters back in the day, Gerry?
Yeah, once in a while.
It was fascinating. Brian Laundrie came to my mind, about him trying to dodge like bloodhounds and stuff like that, Well, Adam on Mythbusters tried to, do all the things we think about doing, throwing pepper on your trail and shit, going across freaking rivers and crap, and the dogs always found him. It was hilarious. It didn't matter what he did, going back and stuff on, going forward, going back. Like, it's just, what if you went upstream like a complete mile in the freaking water? There's no way they can track that.
Yeah.
But it was it was just kind of fascinating. Bury my head in stock market. Try not to see what evil regime does. Man. Right now, you should stay invested though, because if they're going to print more money, that's probably why the market's anticipating going up the last or the last month, is because they think that this infrastructure bill and reconciliation bill or whatever is going to pass, which is just going to put more money in the market. Should I go out with this girl that I know spends as much as she makes? She has no concept of investing. No, you should not. You should not. What you can do, because I've converted some girls over the years. What are you talking about? What I mean by that is they had no clue about investing at all, and I've taught them and stuff, and they became, good investors, and they made more money than I made, like off of stocks and stuff. You have to get them out of the consumer mindset into the investing mindset, and that might not be easy for everybody. So that's what I mean by converted, Gerry. What did you mean? What did you think?
It doesn't matter. It just sounded weird.
I kept him down. I kept him in a hole down in the basement. It puts lotion on its skin. Question: if I only have permission to sell cover calls, buy/sell calls, and buy/sell puts with my broker, then the most complex thing I could do is a strangle.
No.
Couldn't you do
everything within that parameter?
Spread. You could do
iron condors.
Yeah, spread iron condors. You could do PMCC probably. Sounds like you can do everything. What couldn't you do?
I mean, every strategy is either a buy, sell, put or call.
True. It's just a combination.
It's a combination of them.
What you might not be able to do is go naked on something. That might restrict you on some things you can do.
Possibly, yeah.
But it's not necessarily going to restrict. At least cover calls. Yeah. I don't know. That's an interesting one. Yeah, isn't it funny how all these freaking names and shit are just combinations of buys and puts, or calls and puts? Let's see here. Update. Girl I'm talking about is extra hot. That doesn't help. Oh, man, that doesn't help. Try to get her invested in, stocks or whatever, and look at it from a point of view. This is a good trick too. She wants a Louis Vuitton purse or something, or Chanel or whatever, $3,000 a pop, right? $3,000 purse. Tell her that purse costs like, $3,600 due to taxes, because she's got to buy it with after-tax money, and then see what she says. Question: if I only have permission,
Same thing. He doubled up.
You doubled up? We saw the first one. Let's see here. Run. Good advice. Run after you tap it. All right, that didn't come out of my mouth. Let's see here. But I would like to do the horse. Yeah, well, do it. Do it. Jeez. Do it. You can try to, like I said, try to get her interested in stocks and investing. Tell her she'll be broke until she dies, and she can't well, she could just find a sugar mama if she's hot. Sugar daddy, sorry.
I mean, if you're not going to find one that invests, at least find one that is frugal or saves or understands that they need to spend less than they make.
Are those normally hot, though? I'm sure they could be, but aren't they normally granola or something, or what?
Granola? What the hell is that?
Aren't they like a Rebecca usually? Where she's like, she don't care about any of that crap either, and she invests. She's old school. She's old soul. That's what I mean, Gerry. That's like a granola, a tree hugger type, right? Question: when do you guys do straddles? And what I mean by the hot ones, they're the ones that are all the nails and shit and high heels, Gerry.
Oh yeah, you don't want them.
No. And I mean, honestly, that stuff doesn't make them hot. Don't get me wrong, but you know, a Chanel purse isn't going to make them hot. You know, that's just a status symbol, is what that is. Do you guys? Yeah, it's the same one. I can't answer,
You
Francisco.
didn't answer that one.
Fuck. Question: when do you guys do straddles?
Never.
I do them, but it's not as often as I have been. It's on a stock that I feel is kind of not going to really. It's a stock that's not going to move much in either direction. It's kind of trading sideways. But I don't do them very often. I'd say that James does those more often than probably anybody that I know. I can't answer, Francisco. I don't want these guys to lose more subs. I've lost. Let's see. Yeah. You know, honestly, I don't know if it's people because of this stream. It could be because of, you know, all the people that sub during the week, and then they actually see the stream out there for some reason. They don't like that. Has nothing to do with what we're saying. Sometimes it has to do with what we're saying, but in general, it has to do with just people seeing a stream out there from people that subbed all week. So I don't know. Good evening, guys. Let's see here. I have a few deep in the money options expiring in January 2022, which will result in long-term capital gains. Wow. Congrats. I don't have the long-term intestinal fortitude to hang out that long usually. But I want to defer taxes. Can't do it. You're screwed.
Yeah, because you're gonna have to. It's
long-term capital gains. Who cares?
Yeah,
15%. I would almost say this because I'm a person that likes to pay as I go. You know, like the long-term capital gain things, it sounds nice because it's 15%. But in general, on some things, like options, for example, I want to pay as I go. You know what I mean? I don't want to wait to get some big tax bill later on down the road. What I would say for you, do it in a tax-deferred account. You're done. Don't got to deal with it. Oh, God, Gerry, I have you don't even want to know this time, Gerry. Looking at my account right now, $34,000 in long-term capital gains this year, $25,000 in short-term, $48,000 in options. That's not even talking about the dividends either. So yeah, I'm gonna get shanked. I should get shanked at this point, but it's gonna be a tough. It's gonna be $40K in taxes this year, beyond my job, of course. But any ideas on how to punt it? No, there's nothing you can do. Tax deferred account. It's your choice. It's your choice. Yeah, I agree. Probably talk about the vaccine. Then you'll be broke. Yeah, probably. Make sure you use a condom. Let's see here. It's not a Trump or Biden thing. It's taking our freedom. True. In general, I think both draw from, both have the same issue. I would say that Trump was pro-freedom. I wouldn't say all conservatives. I wouldn't say all of the Republicans that were in office were pro-freedom, though, right? It's hard to explain. That makes sense, Gerry?
Well, I don't think Trump would have went with any mandates.
No, he wouldn't have done a mandate. Mm-mm. And the question is I wonder how much of an effect that would have had if he didn't, right? Like if Biden didn't do it, how many more people would be vaccinated right now is my question. You know, I don't know. It's an interesting thing. To get to libertarianism, you have to go through conservatism, right? So if you, I don't know. And we were talking about this the other day. The old Democrat Party used to be actually pretty darn cool. You know, the beliefs were actually palatable, right? Like Dave Rubin. You and I have talked about Dave Rubin. You know, I agree with almost everything Dave Rubin talks about. You know, and he's an old school Democrat.
Yeah, classic liberal is what they call them.
Yeah. And like, shit, if they're all like that, I don't think there'd be a problem. But they're so far left.
Yeah.
You know, it's insane. I don't know. I guess extreme on both ends is bad, right?
Extreme on both ends is bad. That's why when you hear a Dave Rubin, who's the classic liberal,
he sounds conservative.
Who seems more conservative now, but he's actually, you know, that's what the Democrat Party was, right? So they just went off into left field, like way off into left field.
You're right. How do I navigate dating when 90% of these little 24-year-old girls just want to get some Gucci purse? Well, that's your problem right there, Willis. You need to get up to like the 34-year-old range. Yeah, 24-year-olds, that's going to be tough. That's going to be tough. I would say try to find the girls that are driving around the Volkswagen Beetles or something. I don't know. When's the last time you seen a Beetle on the road, Gerry?
The new Beetle? I see them all the time.
No, the old Beetle.
The old Beetle? Hardly ever.
Yeah. Used to see them all the time, man. They're definitely not a winter car. I'll stay here. Thanks a lot, Kimberly.
One of my customers has a 59 ragtop, all restored, beautiful car.
That's probably worth a pretty penny.
It is.
Yeah. 30, 40 grand, maybe higher. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. You can also use an old crappy phone to put your US SIM in to receive text. That's a good point. Got to carry 2 freaking phones with you, though. I can also log into T-Mobile online to receive. Yeah, I honestly don't really care much about texts and phone calls, although if I need to have two-factor authentication, then maybe that'll matter. But yeah, I heard T-Mobile has the same stipulation, though. If you're out of the country for a long time, they'll shut you off. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should keep my old SIM. No, it's not unlocked, though. Ah, man. We're in 2021, Gerry. We should have a freaking phone plan that spans the world forever. Jeez. We should have airplanes that go Mach 2.
Starlink. It's coming.
That's internet.
Internet
and
phone.
I don't know if it would work over there. It's a different longitude, latitude. You're right, though. There is other things, though. There's solo foam. What the hell's it called? There's like a little puck. It looks like a puck, and you can get data on that worldwide for $40 or something. Yeah, Dave, if you get fired, your thought about getting unemployment? No, I can't get in. Unemployment you can't get, or your dividend and option income count against you. But I'm not sure what he means by that. But can't get unemployment. It's like yeah, you can't get it. Most states are not going to allow you to get it. Dividends and option income account against you.
Yeah, they figure it as a voluntary resignation, basically.
For the unemployment, not the dividends or options.
Right.
It actually would almost help me because I'd have lower income. Just a month, but no, I'm screwed this year. Next year actually be better. They'll probably come out with some sort of new stimulus check next year, but I'm screwed too because it's going to be based on my taxes for this year. And then they'll stop doing the stimulus checks, right when Dave has a low income. That's Dave's. That's just Dave. You ever feel like that, Gerry? I thought about this. I'll probably make a video on it at some point. That like timing is off on everything. You know what I mean? Like we're Gen X's, so we missed out on having money during the .com boom. It's like everything was just off just a little bit.
True.
We're probably not going to get Social Security because we're just not old enough to be old enough to get it before it runs out of money.
Well, I bought a house right before the 2008 housing crash.
So did I in 2006. 2006. And later that year, you can see them starting to throw out signs saying free AC, and then in 2007, the market just turned to shit, right? Oh, the whole housing market just turned to shit. I had to stay in that house for I don't know. I had to rent that house out for over 10 years to make pretty good money on it. But man, it was underwater for a long time. And they wouldn't refi me. And it was all based off of LIBOR too, which luckily worked in my favor. But it's just funny how, and you know what? I'm sure everybody here can have a story like that. It doesn't matter when they're born, It's just the way you look at things. It's not anything against you at all. It's not that the system is against you. It's not that the market is against you. It's just the way that things work, Oh, shit, my mouse died. Shit. Let me see if this battery works. Okay, I fixed it. All right, let's see here. Francisco, stay away from those girls. Your money is worth much more than a 10 minutes, or like 10 seconds. Let's see here. Try looking for girls whose life doesn't resolve around social media. Yeah, I agree. You guys are young bucks, though. What are you going to do? They're all around that shit now. I'm curious how much the Vietnam Communist Party interferes with foreigners in their country and how much they interfere with the locals. Any social credit scores like the China? Yeah, I don't know. Dividend Drip was talking about it a little bit. Definitely don't want to screw around, Like the thing is, if I go to their country and have whatever, you got to follow their rules, It's just like we expect them to do it here too, but we kind of really don't enforce any rules here. People can walk across the border and get $450,000, So, what are you going to do? You break the law, Gerry, $450,000 in your pocket. But your spouse can die in Afghanistan, you get less money than they get. I just don't understand it. Airbnb app is your friend. Yeah. Do they have VRBMO over there or VBMRO? Verbo over there? Or is it just Airbnb? She can't get visa without being married. A tourist visa? You can't get a tourist visa either? Holy cow. So what do? You leave her in your apartment? You know what? You got to pay for this while I'm gone. Does she go back living with her parents? What does she do? Love candy corn, but don't eat them. Too much sugar. Yeah, it's like the worst sugar too. Keto, baby. I can make some keto ones. Let's see here. It's still Facebook. It's just that Meta is the holding. Yeah, okay, I gotcha. It's how they structure. Let's see here. Boomer book. Infomaker's question on the tax audit. I believe our IRS gets all transactions from all brokers as individual transactions. It is up to taxpayer to report it correctly based on wash sale rules. I don't know. I can tell you this. I use taxx.com, and every single year there's a warning or a red light or whatever on like all of my transactions, especially the wash transactions. And I don't even care. I just submit it anyway. So if taxpayer summarizes transactions into various long and short, I don't know how else would know. Calculate it. I import mine, and most tax software you import them in there, so it knows what's a wash and what's not. It's not that big of a deal, honestly. Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about it. I've never had a problem over the years. I've done my taxes every single year, and I had no idea what the hell I was doing. So, of course, knock on wood, probably get freaking audited now. TNA. Evening, folks. Let's see here. We're going to go in 2 hours and 14 minutes. I'm trying to get through these here. I never like to leave anybody hanging. When I had my 30K loss, all my money was in ETS with only a few grand in cash. I didn't sell anything and wrote it out, but had to pay the 30K loss with new deposits. Well, you got to take a tax deduction, or you got to carry that over or offset income with that, didn't you? 3,000 capital loss per year, or you can offset your gains. Yeah. Do you follow what he's saying there?
I think he had to put new money in to cover his loss on his spreads. I think that's what he's saying.
I gotcha. But you probably, when the market came back up, you made the 30K back.
Yeah.
Or maybe not. I don't know. Hopefully you did. What's up, boys? Grand and retire. Got a long call on BP. Let's take a look at BP real quick. Quick here. Let's see here. BP. So is that a naked or a covered? I'd say 35 is a pretty good sticking point, by the way. What do you look at to determine probability of profit? Well, not all brokers have that in the broker. Do you look at Delta or do you use the strategy builder? No, it depends on what broker you use, and not every broker has probably in the money. TOS does. Oh, she's on IBKR, so they don't have it. Well, strategy builder, is that accurate, Gerry? You compared that against TOS or anything?
I haven't compared. I don't look at any other platforms, so I don't know.
This just for as a rule of thumb, a 0.05 delta is very close to a 5% profit in the money. Very close. It might be off by 1 or 2%. So you can just use that for now. I have a Python script that calculates it for me. So the only other way to do it is get a broker that has it and then use it in there and then put the trade in an IBKR. But the delta will get you close. Yeah. I don't know if this person was blocked or not, but Rebecca was not here. Maybe it wasn't, but let's see here. Block user. Okay, they're blocked. I should never come back. Let's see here. Can we get Matt in here? Yes, why not? I don't care. Do whatever you want to do.
Oh, he wants a mod.
Oh, okay, gotcha. That's
close enough.
Oh, jeez, I should go to the freaking optometrist before I freaking get fired here. Can you use the delta to see the probability of profit? You can calculate it yourself with a spreadsheet, but you're not going to want to do it. It's too much work. Yeah, it takes like IV and takes the expiry and all that or whatever to calculate it, but just use the delta to get you close. What do you mean? Sorry, I'm a newbie. You're not a newbie, by the way. You are not a newbie. I've heard some of the questions you've asked. You are not a newbie. Gary, what's going on, Gary? What about Hertz? It's interesting because we all thought that company was going to go bankrupt.
They did.
They restructured or something, came back out.
Exactly. It's like
now that shot way the hell up.
As I was saying, are they going to go bankrupt on this deal with Tesla?
That thing was on fire. Yeah, what was it, HTZ or something?
They're not. You can't find it anymore. It's not there.
Oh, really? How do you trade them then?
It might be over the counter or something. Oh, wait, no. It's HTZZ now.
Oh. I can't find it. It's not on. They've not been out long enough.
No, it's where are they? Where are they even listed? Last trade exchange is OP. What's OP?
OP Taylor.
It's over the counter markets.
Yeah. That's not something I would have trade anyway. But man, if you're making a killing on it, do what you want to do, but make sure you're playing with house money. Yeah, I don't know. Why would Tesla do a deal with Hertz anyway? It's just because, like, you know what? You guys went under. You guys are a piece of shit. You know, you could probably get, like, we could probably get the best deal out of you guys. You know, is that what it was? Kind of the thinking like that.
I'm sure that interest rate is high to deal with a bankrupt company, restructured bankrupt company.
I don't know, man. What do you think about the Visa Starbucks dips? I saw them both. I looked at options in both, and it wasn't very good. Like it wasn't. I want to say it was like a 2% return or something like that in 40 days, which is very low. Like hell no, I'm not touching it. So yeah, I didn't touch either one. Gavin Harper is talking about pre-market opening at 6. That makes more sense. So it depends on which time zone you're on for that, obviously. For me, I think pre-market technically opens 2 hours before. Not all brokers will do that, though. Some brokers are less than that. You can get pre-market printing at 4 a.m. Eastern time. That's when they'll start printing. But to trade, like most pre-market, I think it's 2 hours before. Could be two hours after. It could be 1 hour, but some might be 1 hour. So it's just I don't know what time zone he was in. So he said 7, so he's probably Eastern time, which the market opens at 9:30 Eastern. Let's see here. I don't day trade stocks anymore, so I don't care about pre-market. Yeah, I agree. I used to do the same thing. My trick was always to buy stocks that tank 10% aftermarket by buying like 5 shares of Amazon or something like that, and then trading it pre-market and getting out of it when it comes back up or something like that. That's what I used to do. Let's see here. I was looking at a TNA 65 put 10 delta, and one of these guys uses 66 for 100 premium.
That's about right.
Yeah.
That's about
Is it?
Well, no, that's a little high. Because
Yeah, it seems
mine's
high.
about I want to say in 3,500.
Yeah, that sounds more about right. The problem is I already have a bunch of shit on, so I don't know if I can even. I don't even know if I can do it. Let's see what she. Fuck. Goddamn Boeing. Let's see here. TNA.
But it is elevated because it's a leveraged ETF.
That doesn't seem to happen on TQQQ.
Well, it depends. It depends on what strike you get.
So a 0.05 delta is like a 60. What does she do? She did 65 December 10th. So 65. That's about $100. Yeah, I'm showing 1,200. But I already, like I said, I have a bunch of shit on though. I have portfolio margin too. So
yeah, I usually do. I actually, when I do TNAs, I usually do a spread. I have a 70 55 on.
what I would do here is compare it against IWM. Look at an IWM there and see. Honestly, it should be the same amount of premium or very close. Same amount of move, right? I mean, well, if you take the move down from wherever the price is down to 65, divided by 3, that's how far you need to go down on IWM, theoretically. Let's see here. Let's say you sell a put with a delta of 0.05, then you can kind of find your probability of profit. Okay, yeah, we talked about that. Yep. Let's see here. Am I far behind or are we close?
We're half an hour behind still.
Okay. Also okay, I'm going to let, I took the jab because my health is not good, but my college kids did not get the jab. I do not believe government should mandate COVID. Yeah, if I had kids, I'd definitely seriously think twice about getting them this vaccine right now, right? Do you think the government's going to mandate that they get it? I don't think they're going to go that far.
I won't put it past them.
The thing is if my health was like I had a history of health issues, like I got the flu all the time, I get sick all the time, then maybe I'd get it, right? I just know that vaccines for me don't work like everybody thinks they work. You know, I got the Hep A and the Hep B series. Neither one. I'm not immune to either one of those. You know, so my body's just different. So I don't feel like I need to get it. Like I said, I don't. You know, if you want to get it, fine. It's just for me. If I had kids, the thing is, I look at the damage that we did to kids' immune system during the whole pandemic to begin with, staying indoors all the time. You know, jeez, Joe Rogan talks about that all the time. Oh wait, was it Joe Rogan?
I mean,
Wasn't Joe Rogan?
that's what we always learned was that, you know, send your kids and get them sick, basically.
You want them to build an immune system. You don't want to be freaking having, you know, sanitizer and shit all the time. You know, God, wasn't Joe Rogan? It was Dan Bongino. Let's see here. I want maximum freedom. Ever been to Mexico? You can exactly. I think there's more freedom down there. Want to sell T-shirts? Yeah, I agree. They do try to make it look like there's like rules against doing stuff like that because a lot of times it's just local communities trying to extort money out of you and stuff. You know, like impromptu toll roads and stuff that aren't really toll roads. You know.
Yeah.
There's pockets of that stuff there, but you can just like blow right through them and stuff, or not stop. Let's see here. I know what that means. Okay, don't know what that means. You need to come into the Thursday night chat and chat with us, and show your face. Let's see here. I love you guys, but enough politics. What do you want us to do, Gerry? What do you want us to do? It'd be hard
not to.
It comes up every so often, Gerry, and it's still connected to what we're doing. Yeah, it's really connected to what we're doing, right? So, anyways, yeah, Dave. I mean, think about it. If 100 million people lost their job, that's going to affect us market-wise, right? Let's see here. Dave, is that tattoo a trend? No, it's not. No. Is tramp stamps still a thing? Do people still get those? Jeez. Sarah, where do I mean girls? Where do I meet? Yeah, I don't know. I already have dibs. What are you talking about? Get off my. I already got it. Yeah, I got dibs. Get off my. Yeah. What are you doing, Francisco? That admin portfolio would slap a ring on any girl that walk up to me and bar like, do you do weeklies? That's a good point, actually.
You probably don't want to go up to a girl and say, do you do monthlies?
Yeah, you probably don't. She's not gonna understand what you're talking about. I think politics does affect the stock market. Absolutely. Where's the hike? Ooh, I thought he said hiker, but Hitler guy. Where's the Hitler guy go? I kind of miss him. Oh yeah, you're right. Did we have a Hitler guy? Oh, I got rid of him.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Hitler. Let's see. Spear fishing off the coast today, dudes. Man, spear fishing. Jeez. Did you get good as freaking castaway guy or what? I don't even need to look. Let's see here. See you on Discord. Yeah. Gotta catch my boat. Man, just living the dream right there, Gerry. Yep. Thanks for the stream. Have you driven from OC to Denver before? Yes, I have. A couple of times. Once, I did twice in 1 week, actually, too. Wondering if it goes through any one-way mountain roads. No, it does not. If you're going I-70, which is what you're probably going to be doing, you're going to go through Las Vegas, you're going to go through St. George, you're going to go through, and then you get I-70 once you get to a certain point in, I think it's the 215. The 215 I-70 and I-70 over. Piece of cake. Sorry, I repeat this question. I have KPR 25 main smart's good. 25% there, Gerry.
Well, that's where you're at, right? Or no?
Yeah. So what you need to do then is just figure out.
You need to extrapolate that. I can't answer it because I do a lot different stuff. So
yeah. If If I had no positions on it, I'm able to figure that out for you, but I have portfolio margin. But what you need to do is just figure out how much maintenance margin it uses for that one position, right? And then times it by how many ever contracts to get your maintenance margin up to 25%, which in this case here would be 25,000, right? And then if it was 5 contracts and it was $500 you brought in, then that's what you get. So it's pretty easy to figure out. Yo, what's going on, Darth?
Yo.
The indicators are great because you'll get to see the technical analysis of stock and trade and research. Yeah, I don't know what I think he's using SoFi. Dave is babbling for White Crow. White. No, I'm not. I don't drink beer. My favorite indicators are Bollinger Bands. Bollinger Bands are good. I like Bollinger Bands. 30-day moving average. Yeah. RSI. Let's see here. Are those brands easy? Yeah. I like the Bollinger Bands because I think that's got the 20-period moving average built into it, if I'm not mistaken. What year do you think the Dem Party just went off the rails? I don't know what he's talking about. They're already off the rails. What are you talking about? I don't think they're going to be able to recover from this. It's probably going to flip. They're probably going to flip the Senate and the House, which needs to be done anyway. Get Pelosi the hell out of there. Let's see here. I don't use IBKR, but yeah, okay. We're down at the bottom. Francisco went on online date. You met her online, then you went on. You met her in person, or you went on online date? You have like she has dinner on her side, and you have dinner on her side, and you're freaking talking in front of Zoom, or what?
FaceTime.
Yeah, FaceTime. That's not a It's all about catching red flags and not STDs. You might want to do some research on HTZZ. They will relist soon. And the Tesla deal, buying 100 SUVs was big news. Man, how can they afford those? Bank will loan them the money. I ain't touching that damn thing. Might
You
watch
got to
it.
have people. Thing is, you got to have people working, having money, and wanting to travel. And all those things are not looking good at this point.
Matter of fact, it's looking very bleak in the next few weeks, with a bunch more people are going to be walking off their job. So, thanks, guys. Great stream tonight. I'll watch this one, but I'll vicariously watch it through you, Gary.
I made some good money, and Abe ran up big time too on Avis car rental. I've sold some puts on them in previous months, but they've ran up big time.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Thanks a lot, John. Cody asked any question. Dave, neutral response. What the fuck is he talking about? I'm trying to not get political if I can help it. And Cody tries to press buttons to get political. So, yeah, I was in person. It was in person. Okay. I met her on Bumble. Yeah. Bumble doesn't have anybody for me. I'm too old. I need to go to Silver Elites or something, Gerry. I'm that old. Gerry needs to go to Bald Elites. Let's see here. ABR increased its dividend. It's that Arbor Realty or something.
Yep.
Let's see. ADC is catching up in a monthly. We're done, folks. A grateful man. Now he shows up. So yeah, we're done. 2 hours and 33 minutes.
What is a grateful man's name?
I know what it is, but if he wants to keep it secret, I'm not telling people. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right.
So, yeah. Anyways, we all had fun. Let's have a good week. It's November. What is the market doing right now? Market is basically up. So we'll see. Let's all have a good week, and hopefully that don't forget to vote, I guess, if you're a voter too. So, anyways, Gerry, you want to say anything?
Nope. You guys have a great one. It was fun. Happy Halloween. Check your candy. There's some dummies that still jack up candy for some stupid ass reason.
Have you ever found
Don't eat
anything
it
in
all.
your candy?
Huh?
You ever found like a needle or a razor blade or anything in your candy?
No, but I've known actual personally people that have.
Wow. Yeah, we used to always check that too. All right, people. Hey, thanks a lot for joining. We'll see y'all next week.